Valve has released another small update today, clarifying in a description that the video charms are tradable and that you can buy and sell them after 7 days. So now you know, but what I really wanted to talk about in this video is CS Legacy, which we'll do right after Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated service that lets you trade skins instantly for a fee, sign up now, and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your current balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's a lot of skins to choose from. Visit my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. Let's do a quick recap. It all started with Classic Offensive, a CSGO mod, a love letter to everyone who enjoys the aesthetics and gameplay of 1.6. And in January this year, when things were looking fairly optimistic, Classic Offensive was suddenly retired from Steamworks, the system letting game makers put their games on Steam, with the vague explanation that it wasn't a good fit, even though the mod was greenlit back in 2017, which was not taken into consideration. Then, 17 hours before releasing their latest version off Steam over on ModDB, to get it out, they were informed by Valve that the mod was potentially against the Steam subscriber agreement, so they needed to adjust the latest version of the mod to be in line with the agreement. However, Valve's stance sort of clarified as not allowing derivative content, meaning stuff that's based on someone else's original work, which in this case would be mods, except on specific games of their intellectual properties. So they then tried to contact various people over at Valve to work things out and got no response. And in May, the unfortunate news came that they had to shut down the project. All of this was very sad news and very ironic considering the historic fact that Counter-Strike itself was originally a mod for Half-Life. And now we get to CS Legacy, another 1.6 fan project, which felt to a lot of us like a second chance. Of course, most of us were still skeptical because we saw what happened with Classic Offensive. And Legacy's team even issued a statement stressing that all of their code and assets were original, further clarifying as well that Legacy was developed on Valve's public source SDK and they were using it exactly as the guidelines permit. This is, by the way, exactly how CS Pro Mod, a project from the same team, was able to exist for years without any issues. And now, just 2 days ago, CS Legacy posts this. Uh-oh, this seems very familiar. So what happened now? A Valve employee reached out to the team and suggested that using the Counter-Strike IP, so the intellectual property, might not be allowed anymore without a special license. This obviously took the Legacy devs by surprise because they did make sure that they were following all of Valve's own rules. So they obviously replied back to clarify everything, and since then, Valve has gone radio silent. But for now, this means that CS Legacy is currently in limbo, and the team has already started reaching out to everyone who donated to the project to issue refunds. But there is some good news in all of this. They designed the project so they would own all of their custom assets, code, and all of that stuff. If Valve comes back and says no, the Legacy team is ready to change course. What would that mean? It means that they would still continue, but they would move the development to a new engine like Godot or Unreal, and basically turn the entire project into its own standalone game. Now, if that happens, it wouldn't be a 1.6 remake anymore, obviously. But the team said it would still focus on the skill-based FPS and capture the core aspects of fun, fluid, Quake-style movement, tight gunplay, strong wall bangs, all of that stuff. Also, they're still submitting their current CS Legacy build to Steam for review, while at the same time starting a prototype of their own game on the Godot engine. In any case, they're committed to releasing something. Personally, I trust this team. They've already done CS Pro Mod, but ultimately, all of this news means we're not going to get anything playable for a good while, which is totally understandable. Of course, I'll update you when we get more news, but let me know your thoughts down below, and please type watched if you saw the entire video. Peace.